Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter, Shane, and David. Once again, say what's up, fellas.
Yo.
What's up, fellas?
Up, fellas. So yeah, big day today. Lots of spoilers. They had a little live stream too. They even showed more spoilers during that. So let's just you already know what it is. It's September 9th. We're getting on to it. First card, Bloodline Culling. Bloodline Culling is an instant. It costs 1 and 2 black. It says choose one. You can either have it say do target creature gets -5 till end of turn, or creature tokens get -2/-2 until end of turn. Thoughts?
So the target creature, by the way, is -5/-5.
Did I say that?
No, you just said -5. But for those who maybe aren't actually looking at the card,
It's -5/-5. Yeah, you're right.
it's a kill spell that has the potential to be a board wipe, so it's cool.
Yeah,
Got a question.
Get rid of. What's your question?
Are those her titties? Those little red nip nops right there?
I'm gonna say no,
Okay.
but now that you mention it, it does have an interesting.
That was like where my eye first went. I was like, those are titties.
Yeah, David. This is exactly what it is. It's a kill spell. Could be a board wipe to get rid of some of those decaying zombies that you have in this set. Some cats from Asika's Chariot that are bothersome and standard right now.
Any dumb humans that the Selesnya deck might make in this format.
Stupid humans.
Any little 1/1s. I think it's going to see play. It's pretty cool.
It's a pretty good card. It's fantastic for limited.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on. We have another legendary creature they announced. This is Dennick. By the way, this is another transform card. So the first part is Dennick Pious? Apprentice? Is that Pious? Is that how you say Pious? Dennick Pious
Sure that's Pious.
Apprentice. It is a legendary creature human soldier that is a 2/3 that costs 1 white and a blue. It has lifelink. It says cards in graveyards can't be the targets of spells or abilities. Then it has its disturb cost, which means you can cast it from the graveyard for 2, a white and a blue. Once it's disturbed and comes back, it comes back as a spirit soldier that is a 3/2. It has flying. It says whenever one or more creature cards are put into graveyards from anywhere, investigate. This triggers only once each turn. And if it would be put into a graveyard anywhere, it gets exiled. What do you think?
Right, sick as fuck for Commander, but
I
won't
think
talk about that yet.
I think it triggers only once each turn. I don't know. It's a cool card. It's 2 mana for a 2/3, so it's above on stats. It has an ability, which is also pretty nice. And then it's kind of like a little bit of a hate bear. So it's going to shut off your opponent's flashback cards in the case that they're playing plenty of those, which, I mean, there's a lot in this set. It's cool.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan, especially since it investigates just one time. And then you still have to pay for the clues, though.
I also totally misspoke, and I think Shane's
I
trying to catch me on this.
I was like, I don't think that's what that happens there, David, but okay.
It's not. I'm not going to lie. I was only half paying attention when I read this card.
Yeah,
so it does not shut down the flashback cards.
It just shuts down people targeting things in your graveyard to get like exiled.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is still good.
Very
good.
It's very narrow-minded, I think.
You're narrow-minded.
But we'll talk about more of this because it is a legendary in the Commander Grade video.
Does Disturb get around the Commander tax?
Disturbed is his own thing. It does. It goes into the graveyard. But we'll talk about it later.
That's sick.
Moving on, we got another card called Crash the Festival. People are saying it's Trash the Party. Who knows? This costs 3 and 3 green. It is a sorcery. It says, look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put up to 2 permanent cards with mana value 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. It also has a flashback that costs 7 and 3 green. It's very expensive.
Yeah, I'll let David talk first.
It's like a big, slow, collected company. I actually don't like this.
Yeah, it's not good. Thank God, David.
Yeah, I don't like it either, dude. It's too expensive.
Yeah, I don't like the random factor here because, I mean, you could totally spend 5 or 6 mana. I'm sorry. You could spend 6 mana to literally just do nothing.
And 6 and see 4 lands in one card. You're like, oh, cool.
That would be me.
Yeah.
And it's slow as fuck, dude.
Yeah. It's too much. Too much.
And how many times have we seen the same pose of that fucking werewolf doing the arm thing?
Nah, that's a different werewolf, dude. That one's the
Yes,
other
okay.
werewolf's cousin.
They're all doing the same damn pose. Oh, whatever.
What do you
They're
want them
werewolves,
to
man.
do?
I don't know. Hulk out and shit. Do something cool. I don't know.
That one is hulking out, dude.
No, it's only doing one hand Hulk. I want both hand Hulk.
Okay. So this next card is Florian, Voldaren Scion. It is a Rakdos card. It is 1 black and a red. It is a 3/3. It has first strike. It says at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards of your library where X is the total amount of life your opponents lost this turn. Exile one of those cards and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may play the exiled card this turn. Thoughts, Mr. Rakdos player David?
I love how you point in my direction for this kind of stuff.
I'll say I kind of like it, but then we'll let him talk.
It's fine. For 3 mana, so 3 mana for a 3/3 with first strike, it's probably going to be able to get through just because your opponent's. I don't know. The first strike clause on this does make this pretty good. The ability on it, you are going to be able to grab whatever the best card is, given the situation, out of the top X from your library. There's got to be situations whenever this is just 3 mana for a 3/3 with first strike, which I guess the floor on that is still pretty solid.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
think so.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily wowed by this card, but I don't think it's bad.
It's
think
pretty
it's
interesting.
Appropriate.
Appropriate and how?
Meaning it's not like overpowered, underpowered. It's like pretty appropriate.
Yeah, I
a
don't
shame.
think it's too overpowered either. Again, another legendary. We'll be talking about it in our Commander Grade video. Be on the lookout for that later. Let's just move on. This is Angelfire Ignition. Angelfire Ignition is 1, a red, and a white. For sorcery, it says put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. It gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of turn. It also has a flashback cost of 2, a red, and a white. This is a pretty mean limited card.
Yeah.
Feather would have loved this, but she's no longer in standard.
Hey, dude, Feather as a commander could love this.
I would absolutely will.
Yeah, I think this card is sick, especially with flashback. That's awesome.
And the flashback cost on it is pretty cheap too, so you're got to be able to do this twice.
Yep.
It just sucks that it's slow, so people can just react before the indestructible clause is attached. It's like they just see
Yeah.
it coming from a mile away.
Sorcery speed sucks. We're gonna get to another sorcery speed card later that also is super questionable.
If this were at instant speed though, dude, this would be way too powerful.
Well, yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, like, you're just telegraphing your play for a mile, which is fine.
Yeah,
I
Just
guess
like,
I guess you'd have to telegraph it if it has haste.
yeah.
Surprise haste.
Surprise. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good card. I think
Take
it's gonna
off,
see
like-
play though.
Take off haste and vigilance. Make it instant speed. I'll be chilling.
Yeah,
I s-
maybe.
I think that would still be a very, very good card.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not
Well, let's
R&D
move-
for a reason.
Let's move on to an instant card then, shall we? This is a blue card called Memory Deluge. Memory Deluge is 2 and 2 blue. It's an instant that says look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast this spell. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It also has a flashback for 5 and 2 blue. So essentially
Okay.
look at the top 4 and then look at the top 7 when you flashback.
Seems really like the art is terrifying, but I don't know. This seems expensive.
Yeah, the eyeballs in this is like they're really tripping me out.
Yeah, I can't look at it. It's like a baby doll face.
Isn't it terrifying, dude? Like the eyes, you can see like the actual inside of the eyes. Yeah.
But
Not
unless
just-
I'm wrong, try 4. I don't know.
It's not.
I guess
well,
you're right. You're right.
It's
You're right.
not
You're right,
worded, is it?
You get to put 2 of them in your hand, so that's different. But I guess it could be fine. It just seems slow for even it being instant speed. It seems slow for blue, but What do I know?
Yeah. I can get behind this. I mean, you can instant speed. I mean, you can hold up a counter spell, you can hold up some removal or other form of interaction, and if your opponent doesn't do anything that's gonna like force one of those, you just cast this.
Yeah.
True.
True.
How often are you gonna use a flashback for 7?
I mean, you might. That's just like added upside to this card. I just look at it like its initial ability is already, I feel like, okay, and then if you get to the flashback, that's just icing on top of the cake.
Yeah.
I just realized something.
What did you realize?
Look at the art, dude. I think it's a mom killing a daughter, putting the daughter in the oven on the top.
That is not an oven. That definitely looks like somebody's digging a grave.
Does it? It looks like she had like a big pizza pan, and he's putting the pizza pan in the oven or something.
I'm definitely getting this as like little kid turns into a vampire, mom stakes her, puts back into the ground.
Oh,
Damn,
Get your ass back in there.
I think David got it perfect.
I think
Yeah,
you
dude.
nailed it.
No. She nailed it.
You're stupid.
Okay.
I thought they were bacon kids, dude.
Let's move on to your favorite card ever, David. This is called the Meathook Massacre.
What the
Meathook.
fuck?
Meathook Massacre is X and 2 black. It's a legendary enchantment. It says when Meathook Massacre enters the battlefield, each creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Also, whenever a creature you control dies, its opponent loses a life, and whenever a creature an opponent controlled dies, you gain 1 life.
Might that have to be 2 different texts or 2 different lines?
It's 2 different abilities.
Why
Because
can't they? But it's the same
it's a
thing.
creature. No, it's not. It's a creature
Why?
you control dies, opponent loses a life.
Oh, whenever. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
David loves this card.
I do. I
How
love
much do you
everything
love
about
this?
this card. I love the name. I love the art. I fucking really love the ability on it. I love like aristocrat stacks, and this is just like straight up my alley because like I don't care if my shit dies; it's meant to die anyways. So the board wipe on this is dope. The ability on it is dope.
You got a blood artist on an enchantment.
Well, kind of.
Pretty cool.
Board wiping blood artist, dude.
Yeah, I
Solid.
really like this card.
Solid A+ for me.
I don't know what else to say. It's fucking real good.
Well, let's move on to somewhat of a board wipe again. This is called Burn Down the House. Burn Down the House is 3 and 2 red for a sorcery. It says choose 1. You can either deal 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or you can create 3 1/1 Red Devil creature tokens with when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. They gain haste until end of turn.
I feel like you're always choosing the first mode here.
I
Yeah?
feel that way. Yeah. It's a
Nope.
good limited card.
No?
I think this card is actually probably much better than what it reads. So whenever you need it, whenever you're behind, you can use it for its board wipe. However, if you are playing in a control deck, once you've turned that corner and you've exhausted your opponent's resources, this turns into a beatdown plan.
Yeah.
With 1/1s?
Yeah.
It's 3 1/1s and they have haste, so they're attacking it immediately. I mean, that's 3 damage per turn. That's going to present the clock.
Yeah, but you have to get to turn, without ramping turn 5.
Yeah, he's saying that like you already cleared their board, but that doesn't say that. What if they just play a 1/3?
Well, I look at it like this too, though. I mean, like if you are in a control show and you're packing board wipes, like if your opponent no longer has creatures in play because they're now in top deck mode and you're drawing more Wrath of God or whatever other board wipe, you're drawing a dead card. This is your board wipe that's not dead in that situation because it allows you to put pressure on your opponent.
That's what you're saying. It's never dead. Yeah. That makes sense.
I got you.
And I mean, dealing 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, so it's going to nuke their planeswalkers, and 5 damage is typically enough to kill whatever creatures you need to die.
Yeah. If it's not, then you're already
I still
fucked.
stick by my statement, but this is a great limited card. I don't necessarily think it's going to see play in standard.
Oh,
But I could be wrong. You could prove me wrong, David. All right, let's move on to Sunstreak Phoenix. Sunstreak Phoenix is 2 and 2 red for a 4/2. It has flying. If it's neither night nor day, I said that backwards, but whatever, it becomes day as Sunstreak Phoenix enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you may pay an additional 1 and a red. If you do, return Sunstreak Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. What you think?
Cool.
4 mana for a 4/2 with flying automatically makes this thing really powerful whenever it comes to limited. I don't actually think I like its ability too much on this one because it's coming in tapped. Typically, these kinds of Phoenixes either A, don't come in tapped, or B, come in with haste, which this does neither.
Yeah, but it's cheap as fuck.
It does turn on the day-night cycle thing for you, though, so I mean, I guess it has that ETB.
Yeah.
True.
I think just the fact that it's 2 mana, though, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
To recur it, I mean. Seems good.
I think it's okay.
I think it's fairly solid. I don't know if I would play something like this in standard, but for limited, if I come across one of these, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
It's still a big body in the air.
Yep, agreed.
All right, let's move on. We got another flip card. This one is first part is Smoldering Egg. Smoldering Egg is 1 generic and 1 red for a 0/4. It has Defender. It says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a number of Ember counters on Smoldering Egg equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Then, if Smoldering Egg has 7 or more Ember counters on it, remove them and transform Smoldering Egg. When it transforms, it turns into Ashmouth Dragon. Ashmouth Dragon is a 4/4 with flying. It says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Ashmouth Dragon deals 2 damage to any target.
I love it.
It's pretty fucking good.
I love it.
So it slows the opponent down because of its initial body. And then whenever it does end up transforming, you get a really, really solid creature off this thing.
Yeah. Please
Yep.
help me because I'm dumb. What's the blue card I'm thinking of that this is an exact copy of? Ability-wise, I mean. The blue color, remember you play counters or play spells, it flips into the horror. Fucking love that card.
This definitely reminds me of a lot of almost every dragon egg ever printed.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the 0/4 and the source or the... Oh my god, I'm gonna have a fucking brain fart. Thing in
You
the
were
ice.
talking about Thing in the Ice. Thing in the Ice is totally a different kind of card.
It's definitely not, you motherfucker. It's the same thing, pretty much. The backside's different, but the front side's almost the exact same thing with blue. Honor, be my third witness.
I'm not a witness because I don't really play with Thing of the Eye.
I can see the similarities, okay?
Thank you.
This still just strikes me as like every other dragon egg ever printed.
I'll take that as a win.
So yeah, I just think this card is really good, man. I don't see anything wrong with this. For 2 mana, you just set it, play some spells until it turns into a 4/4 with flying. That's amazing.
How many more instant or sorceries? If like okay, for standard, I feel like this is totally fine because you can build your deck around that. For limited, however, I mean, I don't know if this thing is going to flip because you have to count to 7, and then even after you've counted to 7, like its ability doesn't technically do anything unless you cast another instant or sorcery spell. Here I am. I'm bitching at a 2 mana 4/4 with flying essentially, but like.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that at all. All right, let's move on to a card that I hate. This is Hallowed Respite. Hallowed Respite is 1 white and a blue for a sorcery. It says exile target non-legendary creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it. Otherwise, tap it. Flashback, 1, a white and a blue. Why isn't this at instant speed?
Because they hate instant speed. I hate this set. I'm over it.
I think it's not an instant speed specifically so that you can't use it as a combat trick up against your opponent.
But I mean, you're just blinking something. I feel like you should. That's instant speed.
Yeah, I get it, but I feel like they're definitely trying to lean more into like you are blinking your shit, not messing with your opponent here.
Okay.
Well, I was more thinking like if they try to kill your creature, blink it.
I still think this might be pretty good. I mean, it's got a flashback on it that is also really, really cheap. If you want to put this in like a spirits deck, you're going to get an abusable ETB, potentially 2 because it's the flashback, and you're also buffing your whatever it is that you're targeting with this.
You're right, actually, I'm sold. Blue-White spirits are coming back.
I still don't like it.
That's all I needed to say to convince Shane I win.
Okay, we're going to move on to probably the worst quality picture that we've gotten from the set. So hopefully by the time I edit this video, they'll actually come out with better quality. But until then, we're talking about another flip card, another creature. This is called Tovolar's Huntmaster on the front. It costs 4 and 2 green. It says when it enters the battlefield, create 2/2 green wolf tokens. And it has Daybound, and it's a 6/6. When it flips to nighttime, it turns into Tovolar's Packleader. It's a 7/7 that says when the Packleader enters the battlefield or attacks, create 2/2 green wolf tokens. It also has another ability that says pay 2 and 2 green. Another target wolf or werewolf you control fights target creature you don't control. This card's nuts.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Are they treating a card transforming as entering? Because it would never enter this other side. It would just like already be on the battlefield.
If it's nighttime, I think it enters on the other side.
So if because they typically say it doesn't transform.
That being one of the distinctions is that this card can transform back and forth. However, with the day-night mechanic, it can actually enter as the werewolf version instead.
Yep. That's why we've seen cards that say if it's neither day nor night, make it day.
So you're saying that
if it is already nighttime, then it comes in as 7/7.
Oh, for the 6. I didn't know that. Okay. So you pay the 6 and it'll already come in as that card if it's night?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Got it. Interesting. That's I was first gonna say it's very expensive and shitty, but then you kept rattling off things that it creates, and I was like, wow.
I mean, it's very expensive. I don't know if I would say shitty on this one. This card is still a massive amount of power that you're going to put into play in several bodies, regardless of what side you're throwing down.
Yeah, no.
This card is insane if you pull this in like a draft.
Plus the backside of it, being able to repeatedly fight something.
Yeah.
A 7/7 fighting anything is just it says another target. So,
but if you have 2 of them,
that's right.
They're
not legendary.
7/7.
They're not legendary.
I would like to point out one thing.
What would you like to point out?
Same fucking werewolf pose.
No, this one has 2 hands up.
It's just the one back.
Yeah. Whatever. We got our last adversary. Finally, the green one. Except it's different because it costs 3 instead of 2. This is Primal Adversary. It costs 2 and a green for a 4/3. It's got Trample. It says when it enters the battlefield, you may pay an additional 1 and a green any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many 1/1 counters on Primal Adversary. Then, up to that many target lands you control become 3/3 wolf creatures with haste that are still lands.
Jesus Christ.
Even though it costs 3 instead of the 2, like we've seen from the other 4 colors, it's still a pretty nutty card.
5 mana to get a 4/3 trample and a 3/3 haste land.
No, Shane. For 5 mana, you get a 5/4.
Oh, the 1/1. You're right. Why do they all get the fucking plus? That just makes no sense.
And a 3/3 wolf land.
Go ahead, Dave. I think this card's pretty crazy.
I'm just trying to wrap my brain around everything that's happening here because there is just word soup on this card.
I feel like all the adversaries are word soup.
They definitely were.
I mean, it's dope. It doesn't untap the land that it targets. So if you spend all your mana making this thing huge, you're not going to have the lands really do anything that turn.
True.
I guess the next turn, there's still going to be 3/3s.
They're still lands.
Yeah. Still lands, yeah. So then the haste is kind of irrelevant at that point, but whatever.
Let's move on to a card I think Dave will hate because it breaks the color pie. This is called Fateful Absence. Fateful Absence is 1 and a white. It just says destroy target creature or planeswalker. Its controller investigates. We have a white kill spell.
I thought this card was black. I'm not going to lie, dude.
It's a white kill spell.
I was like, what part of this breaks the color pie?
I do hate it, specifically for that reason, actually. This card should just exile.
It should.
Nope. It's destroyed.
And you investigate it. It's crazy.
And it's controller that you're making them investigate.
That's bad.
Yeah. So that's like the trade-off. That's the path or plowshares kind of equivalent here. Is that they're investigating? They're like, wait a second, who stole my grandpa?
Oh god.
That's Soren, dude.
I know, that's what he's doing, dude. He's looking for Edgar Markov, who was supposed to be in that little casket. Now he's not there.
Where's my grandpa?
Where's Pop Pop?
Gonna go find fucking Scooby-Doo on this one.
So you hate it just because I love this card, dude. This card's gonna so much play.
Oh, I think this card is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It is an A+ removal spell. Giving your opponent the ability to investigate is cool because they're drawing a card, but it's still like it's a mana sink for them that they're still going to have to pay for a little bit.
Yeah, they still have to pay 2.
Yeah, I think this card is fantastic. I would be very, very, very surprised if this does not see regular standard play.
Yeah, it's going to. White has got a huge upgrade this set, it seems. Even
Why is there no flavor text?
Didn't need it.
This version of the art that we're currently looking at has no flavor text on it. This is the extended. However, I wasn't actually playing like this. The flavor text on this actually does hint toward Edgar Markov being the one who's supposed to be laying there.
I'll tell you the flavor text right now. It says, sensing a plot, Soren raced to his grandfather's resting crypt, but someone else had gotten there first.
Or did he resurrect himself? Bum, bum, bum.
He's gonna get married to Olivia.
Voldaren?
Yeah, that one.
Whoa.
That's in Crimson Vow, dude. Next set.
It's either that or Olivia Wilde.
All right. We're moving on to another flipper card. This first part is called Malevolent Hermit. Malevolent Hermit is a 1 and a blue for a 2/1. It says you can pay a blue and sacrifice him. Counter target non-creature spell unless his controller pays 3. Then it also has a disturb cost, so you can bring it back. The disturb is 2 and a blue. When it comes back, it is a 2/2 with flying. It says non-creature spells you control can't be countered. It comes back as Benevolent Geist. Benevolent Geist is a 2/2. It is a flyer. It says non-creature spells you control can't be countered. And if it would die, exile it instead.
I love spirits.
Spirits. Yes, queen.
I just love the fact that like all the homeless people on Innistrad are so helpful. Like we got this one, we got the white one that are just like, I'm starving to death, bro. But whenever I die, I'm gonna come back as this like super chill spirit. We'll smoke a blunt together. I'll help you out a little bit.
Yo.
I'm here to help you.
So it's I mean, if it's on the same turn, 1 mana counterspell. I'm liking that a lot.
Yeah.
It is specifically for non-creature, so there is that little like caveat there, and they can still get around it by paying the 3.
So what is that, like an Essence Scatter or whatever fucking? No, that's a creature. Which one's the one that's only non-creatures?
Negate.
Either way, if you've got like 4 mana, you could still just like, do you have to counter target? Like, you just pay 1 to sack it, right?
I guess. I don't know how that works. It wouldn't have a valid target. I don't know.
But I think paying, like, you can sack something and then not have a target, right?
This was where David answers, but he's like gone.
Wait, so. Like, what? I'm trying to wrap my head around your question. What? Yeah, you can just
you don't need to counter something.
I don't believe so for this. No.
Okay, because you can just throw it into the graveyard.
I don't think you would ever want to find yourself in a situation that you're probably doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Options.
I mean, at that point, you're paying 6 mana for a 2/2 with flying.
Okay. Well, let's move on to another one. This is another legendary creature. It's at mythic level. It is another flip-flop card. This is Jerren, Corrupted Bishop. Jerren, Corrupted Bishop is 2 and a black for a 2/3. It says whenever he enters the battlefield or another non-token human you control dies, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 white human creature token. You can also pay 2 and have target human you control gain lifelink to end a turn. And also it says at the beginning of your end step, if you have exactly 13 life, you may pay 4 and 2 black. If you do, transform Jerren. When Jerren is transformed, he turns into Ormendahl, the Corruptor. He's a 6/6 legendary creature demon. He has flying, trample, lifelink. Also says sack another creature to draw a card.
Hated the way you emphasized that, dude.
Yes.
Yes,
Ormendahl.
Well, yeah. Now that we're men. So I love everything about this card. The front half of this is like an aristocrat's wet dream. It's giving you creatures that you're then going to be able to sacrifice. It's kind of balancing out that life total because he's going to be hurting you just a little bit. And then those creatures that he makes or additional humans are also going to be able to heal you. And then if you do hit that 13, your opponent now has to deal with a 6/6 with flying, trample, lifelink, and an amazing sacrifice ability. Sacrifice another creature, draw a card. There's no downside to that. I'm going to go nutty.
So you're going to put this in a deck?
Dude, I probably am going to brew around this card and make a deck based on this.
That's exciting.
Commander?
No, can't. We're not talking about Commander yet.
I thought that's what you were talking about, sorry.
No. For Standard. 100% for Standard. I love the Aristocrats theme that we're kind of already getting, and I hope that we continue to with the next Innistrad set coming out.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. And then the final card we can't really talk too much about because we're going to be doing a Commander video, but I pulled it up just because this is another card that you can only get from set and collector boosters. It's not even part of the Commander precons.
That's why it sucks.
This is called... this is a legendary creature called Lynde? Cheerful Tormentor. It costs 1, a blue, a black, and a red for a 2/4. It has Death Touch. It says when a curse is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to the battlefield attached to you at the beginning of the next end step. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may attach a curse attached to you to one of your opponents. If you do, draw 2 cards.
That seems like a fun commander, dude.
Yeah,
I won't talk about it, but that just sounds fun.
Go for it.
Quick little card.
Yeah.
A cursed theme is interesting. But again, we'll talk more about that. I don't want to get too much into that, but our Commander grade video.
I love how
But
she
that's
curses. I think she curses herself, and then I'm going to kill it, and you're going to be stuck with a bunch of curses on yourself.
I like the voodoo doll. It's pretty cool.
No,
Very
you're not,
Chad.
Dave. I'm gonna. Don't worry.
But that's it. That was our spoilers today. Do you guys have a favorite?
Yeah.
What's your massacre?
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, the Meat Massacre is probably... Yeah, it's still my favorite. But I do like Jerren.
Jerren, Corrupted Bishop.
Yeah, dude, he looks so happy in that front cover art. He's just like, dude, I'm about to get fucking destroyed. Biggest smile on his face.
As a white player, I gotta go Fateful Absence, the destroy creature spell.
Of course you do. I like the smoldering egg, dude, or the titties.
All right. Well, once again, hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Instagram to see all spoilers all the time, including the comments and uncommons. Follow us on Twitter to keep updated with us. Until next time, this is Guys at Magic. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.